What is up, guys? So today we've got a topic that I want to cover, and it's a guy who posted on Blind, and he's going through some relationship issues. Basically, the main concern is that he doesn't know if she's the right one, and it seems to be a little bit imbalanced where she loves him much more than he loves her, and he's trying to figure out whether, you know, to stay, to leave, whatnot. And so let's just jump right into the post. It says here, my girlfriend loves me more than I love her. He is age 30, girlfriend is also 30, and they've been dating 10 months. He says, she's sweet and we have fun together, but I can tell she loves me more than I love her. Sometimes I feel like I'm faking it a little or forcing it a little and can't completely feel honest when telling her I love her. But I always enjoy spending time with her. I really want to love her and be happy with her. I think to some point I want to be done with dating, but I don't know if she is the one. It is so hard to know. He goes on, these thoughts eat away at my insides. The reason I haven't given up yet is that she is a top tier quality person. Okay, our sex life has very little chemistry. Oh, that's not good. And I don't find her too attractive. But in my mind, sex matters the least and friendship matters the most, in quotations. Someone you can depend on. I know I will always be able to depend on her. I admire her qualities and strong family values. She will always stand by me and be my partner. She is emotionally mature and would not be petty or malicious. These qualities are hard to find in a person. And then lastly, he says, I also like her a lot, her quirks and personality, and it hurts me to see her so deeply committed and loving to me, and I don't fully reciprocate the feeling and mood, though there are moments when I do feel love for her. Okay, so it seems like it's more feelings and rather than a consistent permanent thing, but also moments when I have deep doubt in the pit of my stomach. Not seeking advice, just wanted to vent a little. Total comp 220K, years of experience 6. All right, so let's try to help this guy out. Based on the information that he's provided, I'm gonna assume that, you know, he says he's 30 years old, so he's probably had a couple different relationships. You know, he doesn't say whether he's in the States or in a different part of the country or, you know, outside of the US, but, you know, as a guy in 2023, relationships are challenging. You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. And, you know, his main issue is that he doesn't have feelings of love for this person. You know, he's been dating 10 months, and I think for someone who's been dating 10 months, that's kind of the time where you should know whether this is the person you want to not only continue having a serious relationship with, but also continue to invest and maybe even go through some sort of a, you know, pre-engagement or even marital counseling to see if that person's the one for you. I mean, everyone's got a different timeline. Some people like to get married early in their 20s. Some people aren't quite mature yet, or they want to continue dating, and so they don't get married until their 30s or even their 40s, and that's completely fine. But you got to figure out what's right for you, and I don't think it's fair for the other person if you guys aren't really honest and open about your feelings. And, you know, if she's the type of person that wants to start a family and settle down, and you're not, well, you need to make those points clear to her so that she's not wasting her time. And you want to make sure that you're open and honest with people, otherwise that will come back and bite you. You mentioned that, you know, she's fun to be around, you like her personality and her quirks, which is great, but you don't have those feelings of love. And sometimes, you know, I'll admit, love does take a little bit of time for some people to come through. It takes a little bit of time for those feelings to develop. For guys, I'll say this myself, to be honest, I think there's very few guys where they're like 100%, yeah, she's the one. Most guys, in my opinion, especially those around me in my community and my circle of networks, when they got married, they said to me that, you know, they settled down and they proposed when they were about 85, 90, 95% sure. But there's always going to be a little bit of doubt, I think, for most guys, whether they can find someone better, whether she's truly the one. And to be honest, there's really no such thing as perfection. Perfection is what you make of it and what you guys want to get out of that relationship, because, you know, we're all sinful people. We all make mistakes. There's no such thing as perfection in anybody. And so trying to expect that, I think, is the wrong way to go about it. The way I would see it too is, you know, if you've dated a lot of people and she's the best out of the 10 or so people that you've seen, and, you know, you also mentioned that you don't want to just keep dating and you want to settle down at some point, then that's also something to consider. I've dated quite a bit too, and for me, I got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm going to continue to meet with people, but I'm also not going to waste my time and just go on serial dates over and over again. I think it's important to know what your values are, find someone that meets, you know, 80-90% of your criteria, and at that point just say, okay, I think this is the one. Otherwise, you're going to continually search for someone or just not be happy, and I don't think that's fair. The other way to kind of think about it is, if you're not sure and you're not even at that 80-85% level, and you're just dating for the sake of dating, man, I think you should give yourself a little bit of space and time, and maybe just date a lot more people until you get to a point where you can have that confidence that the person you're with is the one. Or just be a single bachelor and live that life. You know, there's nothing wrong with that these days too. And even though a lot of people are getting married, you have to do what's best for you. You have to live your life and not listen to what other people are saying, because ultimately it's your life and you have to do what you want to do. So if that's the case, then just be single, man. Don't drag it on, and don't send the wrong message to someone and lead them on, because I think that's also unfair to her. And it seems like she's got a lot more emotions and feeling for you, and I don't think it's fair for her to continue investing in someone that isn't reciprocating. Another bit of advice I'll give too, even though you haven't asked for it, is sometimes it's hard to find and develop those emotions of love. For me, what's really helped is when you travel with someone, when you go through a lot of ups and downs with someone, where you truly get to experience what this person is all about, and those feelings can deepen and mature over time. But if you're just surface level dating, just going on, you know, movie and dinner dates and not really spending intimate time together, going through some tough times where you can truly figure out what this person's all about, then it's going to be, I think, difficult for those feelings to emerge. But if you can travel together, endure some hardships, or talking about your goals and things that you want out of life, that's where I think those opportunities for feelings to develop and mature are going to happen. So those are kind of my 2 cents on it. Hopefully you know where I stand, and hopefully this has been sort of helpful for you guys who are going through something similar. Drop some comments down below for this gentleman and see if you guys can help him out, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.